הקימו משפטים אותנו לימדת אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות הקימו משפטים אותנו לימדת על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו קומנו נשיח בחוקך ונשמע בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות הקימו משפטים אותנו לימדת
Hey there, stretch your soul spark to the mountain. Darling, don't stop. Love, taste my love. Hugs above, love of Jah. Hey there, stretch your soul spark to the heaven. Darling, don't stop. Love, feel my love. Hugs above, Jah will guide you. Hear my love. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Lift my spirit, oh angelic rain. Every drop of water cleanse my name. From the rivers, oh, we hear your prayers. Angelic rays, colorful praise. Angelic rays, you fill our days. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey. Hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey, hey ya, hey. Oh yes, Jah will feel your rays. Our soul spark will never fade. We have to remember we can't have it all. Oh yes, Jah will feel your rays. Our soul spark will never fade. We have to remember we are in control. Hey ya, hey ya, hey ya. Come on back to your father's truth and return to the holy root. Come on back to the wisdom of home and realize that you're not alone. Shine your light like your mother said, for you were there when we were led. And there's a path for us all to see. Just grab that lamp that's at your feet. Etz Chaim Hi L'machazikim ba V'tom Cheha Me'usha. You can hear it, it's in the breeze. It's a story written in the leaves. Though those branches, they may wind and weave, it's a tree of life. Etz Chaim, Etz Chaim, L'machazikim ba V'tom Cheha Me'usha. Etz Chaim Hi L'machazikim ba V'tom Cheha Me'usha. So come on in and find a seat, light those lights that usher peace. You can feel it, it's in your bones. It's a growing song that calls you home. Etz Chaim Hi L'machazikim ba V'tom Cheha Me'usha. Etz Chaim Hi L'machazikim ba V'tom Cheha Me'usha.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I hope everyone has had a great Thanksgiving day, a great Thanksgiving night, a great whatever they call this day in the retail world. But to us, it was all getting ready for Shabbat. So glad that those of you who are here in the sanctuary could join us, and certainly all of you who are online can join with us to celebrate Shabbat. In its own way, it's not that special a Shabbat, but coming as it is between Thanksgiving and also looking forward to the first night of Hanukkah on Sunday night, I have a sense that it has some specialness to it, if not on the calendar, at least in our minds and in our hearts. And I am honored to help guide us for the next hour or so. Rabbi Kupitz is not with us tonight. It's just me solo. Randy's also taken the day off. I want to send a big message of gratitude and thanks to certainly to Rabbi and Randy for leading us the last 3 Shabbats as I was away on a kind of a mini sabbatical. Thank you to the TBI community for allowing me to do that. And I want to also thank especially my friend and colleague, Cantor Rebecca Mirsky, who was able to join us on 2 of those nights. I hope you enjoyed her contribution. She's a wonderful musical artist and and a real Hamisha spirit. So I was pleased that she was at least able to join us for the first and the last Shabbat that I was not here. We're going to start tonight's service with the singing together of Shalom Aleichem. Just a reminder, I put a link on the Facebook page, but if you're joining us on Zoom or YouTube and you didn't get that link, that at the moment we're not technologically sophisticated enough to be sharing the Siddur when we do live from the sanctuary. We will be introducing that in the coming weeks, but in the meantime, you can either download your own Siddur if you don't have a physical Siddur as a Kindle ebook through Amazon, or you can also take advantage of a free flip book that's available courtesy of the CCAR, the Central Conference of American Rabbis. There is a link to both of those things that's right in the Facebook chat, or I'm sorry, on a Facebook post that I put up a little while ago. So, so a little Shalom Aleichem, peace unto all of you. Page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Vochem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. Yadadai, 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 Seitchem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malchei, Malchei, Malchei Elyon, Mimelech, Mimelech, Malchei Amlachim, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu, HaKadosh, Baruch Hu. A little more of that hand clapping. Da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da, ya-da-da-da-da, 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 Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Invite us, those who are here with us, or you're at home and you have not kindled your Shabbat lights, to rise as we bless the lights that were kindled just a few moments ago at our family service. Let's all read together on page 3, that first top paragraph. As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled lights, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kideshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. May be seated. So as I mentioned, this was a week filled with events, whether they were secular events, sporting events, personal events, preparation events, or just looking forward to Hanukkah events. Those of us with kids had them home from school, most of us. And I bet you there's one little, hopefully positive memory that we can reflect on as we kind of review the week, as we prepare to welcome our Shabbat Queen, our Shabbat Bride, with Lecha Dodi, her symbolic entrance, symbolizing the start of Shabbat. So let's kind of just close our eyes and take a deep breath and think back, whether it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even sometime earlier today. And let that image carry us forward into a Shabbat of rest and rejuvenation. Page 20, Lecha Dodi. 1, 3, 5, and 9 are the paragraphs, the TBI custom. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echan Ishme'anu elam yuchan Adonai echad u'shmo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'le'tchila Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Likrat Shabbat lechuven elcha ki mekor habracha ve'rosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'mashma hila. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'oret umeori, uri uri, shiraberi, kavod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Lecha Dodi likrat kalai alalai 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 B'nei Shabbat v'hekapela. Please rise and welcome the Shabbat Bride symbolically as she enters our sanctuary. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam v'simcha uv'sola, toch emuneh am segula, boi chala, boi chala. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala yalala 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 b'nei Shabbat nekabela. If you are able to remain standing, I invite you to do so as we turn to page 26 for Chatzi Kaddish. Itgadal v'itgadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach cherutei ve'amlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yom echon uv'chayerechol bet Yisrael bagala bagala Uvisman Kariv Veimeru Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah Mivarach Le'alam Ulalmei Almaya Yitbarach Ve'yishtabach Ve'yitpa'ar Ve'yirmam Ve'yitnasei Ve'yithadar ve'yitaleh ve'yithalal Shemei dekudesha berich hu le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata la'amiran ve'alma ve'meru Amen. Our call to prayer, Baruch Hu, page 28. Oh, am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening, God, to our prayers? Can you hear our voices? Can you really understand? Are we all awake? Are we really aware? Baruch Hu Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Le'olam Va'ed Le'olam Va'ed Yadadai Dai Dai 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 Yadadai Dai Dai. You be seated. Last three lines on page 30. El Chai v'Kayam Tamidim l'chaleinu le'olam va'en Baruch Ata Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Let's read together on middle of page 32. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. 6 lines up from the bottom in the Hebrew. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem nege yomam v'layla nege yomam v'layla ve'ahavatecha atasir mimenu leolamim Baruch atah Adonai, Oevamo Yisrael. Page 34 and 35, Shema Yisrael. You may rise if it is your custom. Shema Yisrael. Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Adonai Echad, Adonai Echad. Be seated. We continue with the Hebrew Haftarah on page 36. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך, בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך, ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, Liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. As I shared with our families at our family service that we have every Shabbat at 6:30, Micha Mocha is directed to be said at each morning and evening service as we remember Litziat Mitzrayim. And as we quickly approach Hanukkah, one of the things that I shared with them is the relatively simple idea that if it hadn't been for Litziat Mitzrayim, for the going out of Egypt, for the gift of freedom after so many years and years of slavery and servitude to Pharaoh in Egypt, there would never have been a temple in Jerusalem. There would never have been a rededication. There would have never been the Maccabees to purify it, and there would never be a Hanukkah. So maybe a little bit more so on this day as we remember all of the miracles that have come before the Jewish people, to remember that Hanukkah as a seminal event would have only been possible had not the miracles that came before, the miracle of the oil and the miracle of the lights, been present in our Jewish tradition. So, Micha Mocha, page 40. Mi kamocha, Hailim Adonai, mi kamocha, Nedar Bakodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osei Feleh. Mi kamocha, Hailim Adonai, mi kamocha, Nedar Bakodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osei Feleh. Malchutcha ra'uvanecha Vokeyam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze'eli anu Ve'amru Adonai lo le'olam va'ed Bichamocha Hailim Adonai mi kamocha Nedar Bakodesh Nora Tehilot Osei Feleh. Nora Tehilot Osei Feleh. Nora Tehilot Osei Feleh. Emar Kivad Adonai et Yaakov Ugalo meyad Chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. Let's read together bottom paragraph of page 43. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Shed over us the shelter of your peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Indented paragraph. Actually, that's not true. Second line from the top in the Hebrew. Ufros aleinu sukkah, sukkah.
Yalai, lalai, yalai, 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 yalalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalai, lalai, yalalai, lalai, ufros aleinu sukkot, sukkot, shlomecha. Ushemor seitenu voenu, lechaim ulshalom, ve'ata ve'ad olam. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkot shalom aleinu, sukkot shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Ve'al Yerushalayim. We give thanks for the gift of Shabbat, Vishamru, page 44. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lazod et HaShabbat, Ledorotam merit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Israel, oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Israel et HaShabbat, Lazod et HaShabbat, Ledorotam merit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz ve'shamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat naso et hashabat Ledorotam merit olam. V'yom hashvi Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash, Shabbat v'yinafash. Shamru v'nei Israel et HaShabbat, Lazod et HaShabbat, Ledorotam merit olam. We've reached the core of our service, what we've all been warming up for, the Amidah, our standing prayer, which begins on page 46 with Adonai Svatai Tiftach. I invite you at home and in the sanctuary to rise if you are able and join us in our Amidah with Adonai Svatai, Avot and Giverot, and the Kedusha, and then we'll take just a few moments of quiet reflection. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, Ufi Agid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot Ve'imachot, U'mevi Geula Livnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Page 50. Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayei Kol Atah, Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, U'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim V'Chesed, Mechayei HaKol V'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofech Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mkayem Emunato L'Shenei Afar. Mi chamocha ba'al gevurot, u'midom elach, melech memid u'mechayeh, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atala hachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah. You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Just take a moment of private reflection, and when you're finished, you may be seated. Bottom of page 62. Ose shalom bilroma, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol Yoshvet Tevel, ve'imru Amen. Yalla עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן ואמרו Be right back. So when I was considering what teaching I might share with you, as I generally do, especially when I have the opportunity to share some words of Torah with you while Rabbi is away, I kind of look for something that's out there that I thought is worth sharing, and I had to look no further this Shabbat than our Union for Reform Judaism website and the Torah teaching that is there from Rabbi Karen Kadar. And I thought I would share that with you in case you did not have a chance to access it yourself. It's there if you choose to do that. And probably some comments from the community are there as well. From Rabbi Kadar. And she starts with a quote. I too have known loneliness. I too have known what it is to feel misunderstood, rejected, suddenly not at all beautiful. O Mother Earth, your comfort is great, your arms never withhold. It has saved my life to know this. Your rivers flowing, your roses opening in the morning. O motions of tenderness. And that's from poet Mary Oliver from her book, Blue Horses. Rabbi Kadar reflects, the story of Joseph is the story of a solitary man, driven, visioning, dreaming, ambitious, misunderstood, and the object of much disdain. It is the story of heroic and tenacious leadership. Many a contemporary leader can relate. Leadership by its very nature is a tug of war between one's desire to actualize a sense of destiny and striving to meet the immediate needs of others. Leaders feel that they are uniquely called upon to achieve something important. To be driven by dream and possibility is lonely work. Sorry, I'm going to read that again. To be driven by dream and possibility is lonely work. This is how I imagine Joseph. His father sends him on a mission. Quote, Israel said to Joseph, your brothers are pasturing at Shechem. Come, I will send you to them. And he answers, Hineni, here I am, from Genesis 37, verse 13. We have witnessed this ancestral declaration before, as if Torah teaches us that the essence of theology is a simple call and response. We are called, summoned, pushed, pulled, commanded, and we simply respond, Hineni, here I am. Do with me what you will. Some rabbis say that Joseph's response is obedience. In other words, yes, Father, I will do as you say, from the sage Ibn Ezra. Some say that it is a kind of naivete, a belief that the brothers who hate him will cause him no harm. Some say it was an expression of humility.
Somehow he knows that despite the danger, Israel, his father, the man who struggled with angels, the connection to all of Jewish history, has asked him to step into the destiny of the Jewish people. Joseph answers with humility. Hineni, I am here, he says quietly. And so Joseph sets out to find his brothers. The Torah states that he to'eh in the field. To'eh. The word to'eh means to err, to wander, to go astray, to stagger. It is such an odd word choice that the same rabbis, when commenting on the word hineni, cannot help but question what Joseph was doing in the field. Some say he strayed from the path, almost drunk. Some say he lost his way. Others say he was following a sheep's path, looking for his brother's flock. Others say that he was walking the zigzag of destiny, sometimes with a sense of mission, sometimes feeling lost, sometimes tracing the steps of another, always alone, solitary. I too have aimlessly wandered the field of loneliness, Rabbi Kadar says. Such is the spiritual path. At times it's like a ladder. Jacob saw that ladder, a hard, slow climb towards self-awareness, self-actualization. It's a journey towards spiritual fulfillment, towards an expansive sense of God and transcendent beauty. It is made one rung at a time, straight up. At times the spiritual path is like a deep well. Miriam saw that well. She knew where to find the depth of nourishment, even in the wilderness. It's like digging deeper and ever deeper, tapping into the complexities of the human condition, searching the depths of the soul, finding the rivers of wisdom, the wellspring of goodness. And at times it's like an upward spiral, climbing, twisting, turning, ascending. With each turn there is a familiar landscape, but seen from a different perspective. We rise, healing, correcting, evolving, aspiring, reaching for the heights of a loving consciousness. Joseph's spiritual path is a vast unknown field. He is mission-driven, yet he is a bit lost, wandering, staggering in a zigzag. Obadiah ben Jacob Sforno, the 15th century Italian biblical commentator, poses the ultimate question of any spiritual seeker. What are you looking for, he asks, seeing that you do not keep to the known paths? This is an existential question that tugs at the core of our sense of destiny. Are we to be spiritually found in a paradox, driven with the mission to find meaning, yet aimlessly wandering alone upon unknown paths? Does the seeker ultimately walk alone, sometimes known and seen, sometimes feeling invisible, always private? This week's Torah portion suggests to me that the solitary seeker is not necessarily lonely. Joseph's dreams seem to ground him, fortify him with a sense of higher purpose. He does not seem afraid. He is seeking. And in this context, he is found. A man, an ish, I was pronouncing it as if it was Hebrew, where it's English. A man, an ish, that's the Hebrew, came upon him wandering in the fields. The man asked him, "What are you looking for?" Genesis 37:15. The commentator Ibn Ezra, which we mentioned already, says that this man was a passerby. Rashi identifies this man with the angel Gabriel. God is my strength. That's the word Gabriel translated. For he was indeed in need of strength. Ramban, Nachmanides, says that God sent Joseph guidance in the form of a gaggle of angels. For these events did not occur without purpose, quote, but rather to inform us that it is the counsel of the eternal that shall stand. A quote from Proverbs 19. Joseph's question of the man is simple, practical. Quote, I'm looking for my brothers, period. Could you tell me where they are grazing their flocks? Question mark. Genesis 37:16. It's like that sometimes. In a casual, seemingly inauspicious moment, events occur and things change forever. For the man replied, quote, they've gone from here, for I heard them say, let's go to Dothan. So Joseph followed his brothers and found them at Dothan. Verse 17. The angels of destiny sent him to his brothers. He's then attacked, sold into slavery in Egypt, spends time in a dungeon, interprets the right dream at the right moment, and is in a position of power when his brothers seek his help in a time of famine back home, many years later. Forgiveness and redemptive love bring the family back together. All is well until decades later when a new Pharaoh rises to power who does not know the story of Joseph. History evolves from this encounter. Joseph, lost in a field, comes upon a man. The man says, "Go this way," and a path unfolds. After all, our life is a mission, a solitary impulse to find meaning, to quiet down the frenetic doing of life, and to still the constant hum, the soundtrack of our distraction. I love that phrase. Within our dreams or our visions or premonitions, we are working out the knots that tangle our soul. And then, in a solitary moment, we have the meeting that propels us, pushes us, impels us. It is an invitation for those of us who reach for the heavens to deepen our spiritual journey, dig deep into the unknown, wander through a fertile field. It is here where we who are seekers are found. The words of Rabbi Karen Kedar. Shabbat Shalom. A core engagement of our congregation is to bring forth names of those who are in need of prayers of healing. I invite you at this time to turn in your Siddurim to page 253, where you will find the text of Mishaberach. I'll chant a little a portion of it and share some names with you on our congregational list. I will then, as I finish that, kind of just cast my gaze from right to left, and please feel free to rise and share any of the names that are in your hearts that were not mentioned in our list. Yishaberach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak veYaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel veLeah Hu Yivarech et HaCholim Elna Refana La Elna Refana We ask for blessings of healing for Rebecca Gilman, Anna Fields Austin, Sue Tobak, Paula Steinbach, Rosalind Lefkowitz, Helen Weinfeld, Pam Poliakoff, Connie Shapiro, Kathy Blumenfeld, Caitlin Antrim, Judith Bosworth, Kathy Brewster, Jennifer Rudin, Marianne Snyders, Kimberly Zimmerman, Brad Holland, Beatrice Cadden, Meg Silton, Serena Postel, Bobby Kay, Marilyn Freeman, Robert Strober, Marilyn Lubarski, and Joe Kummerman. Ira Quatcher, Ellery Einstein, Ken Mitchell, Patricia Kramer, Bobini Feldman, James Cecile, Esther Bespris, Joan Morse, Nomi Kravitz, Craig Sachs, Simon Saul, Blair Pollock, Myra White, David Grossman, Ruth Bornstein, Daniel Brewster, Lori Snyder, Jeremy Noller, Charity Razadeh, Mike Klein, Lily Morrison, Reed Gratz, and Jeanette Bergal Bronner. If you have a name to share, please do so at this time. Do we have a member of our Board of Trustees, Toyasha Sabag, will share a couple of announcements with us. Welcome, Toyasha.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's so happy and awesome to be here live in person, and hello to everyone out there in TV world. I'd like to first thank Cantor Paul for holding it down tonight and wearing all the hats. You've done an amazing job putting it down. Also like to thank our greeters for tonight, Jill Houston, Sharon Sachs Regado, Sarah Truitt, Judy Rose. And now announcements for this week. So I'd like to point out to everyone, if you are considering joining us in person for 7:30 Shabbat services but are still concerned about COVID safety, please remember that everyone must be fully vaccinated and have proof of vaccine. Also, it would be really amazing to see a lot more of you out here next Friday. We have Torah study via Zoom tomorrow with Mikey Ryan. Zoom Siyum Havdalah at 6:45. Sunday, I'd like to remind everyone there is no JCS at TBI due to Thanksgiving break. Monday, we have Zoom Siyum. Tuesday, exciting Jewish ethics with Rabbi Kupitz. I've been joining the class. It's really, really great. That's at 7 p.m. via Zoom. And also the Jewish Book Festival via Zoom, same time on Tuesday at 7 p.m. And that's all I have for now, and I'll let Cantor Paul finish up with exciting next Friday Shabbat service announcement. Thank you.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Toyasha. Yeah, as Toyasha mentioned, next Friday night is the sixth night of Hanukkah, and we will be here in our sanctuary. We hopefully will be able to continue our tradition of filling our bima with Chanukiot that all of you out there bring, and that'll be for our adult service, or I should say our regular Shabbat service at 7:30, but we also will have a 6:30 service for our younger congregation members who generally would attend the family service. So 6:30 family service, 7:30 regular service, just like we always do. There will be opportunities to light your Chanukiot at both services, and we also are planning a lovely sort of a mini Sufgan Yot Oneg. Jelly donuts will be available, I understand. So please know that you will not, you will be satiated both spiritually and physically if you join us next Friday night. Toyasha mentioned a few other things that are coming up this week. I want to just mention something that I'm looking very much forward to that is still a few weeks away, and that is our being able to welcome Nefesh Mountain in concert here in our sanctuary/social hall on Saturday evening, January 8th. There was a special email that went out on Wednesday to share that news with you all. We did that especially because this will be something that we are inviting the larger community to, since Nefesh Mountain has a large following outside the Jewish world just for the quality of their Americana bluegrass music, and there's a lot of folks who are fans of that. We're privileged to have the Folk Music Center of Claremont, and as well as our Jewish Federation, as co-presenters for this event. So we're expecting that we will reach our capacity, which is designed to keep us all safe. Our COVID protocols will be in force, and should there be any real concern health-wise, Nefesh Mountain assures us that if we do have to postpone the date of this concert, that they will be back sometime to make sure that the concert goes on as scheduled for all who choose to buy tickets. And we'll also offer the opportunity, not that we expect to, but you never know in this world, if you do prepay for your tickets, they will be refundable should you choose that road. But a lot of tickets have been sold already, I'm pleased to say, in response to our email from last week. But there are certainly seats left, and we want to make sure that our TBI community has a chance to fill the seats as much as possible before we open it up. And that will happen, I believe, this coming Tuesday. So, I think that's about it for me. I wish everyone a Chag Urim Sameach starting this Sunday night. We do have Hanukkah candles available here at TBI. Probably not until Monday would you be able to obtain them, because the office will not be open until then. But Judy, we're pointing. Right, we have, for those of you who are here, we have candles ready for you to take with you this evening. But if you're out there in Cyber Shul, Monday, we're happy to share them with you. We have plenty. So that's about all I have to share. Shabbat Shalom. I know Rabbi wanted me to especially wish a Shabbat Shalom from him and his family. And we look forward to seeing you all soon. And we'll continue moving towards the close of our service with Aleinu L'Shabeach on page 283 in your Sidurim, and I invite you to rise as the ark is open. 282.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה לעוצר פרשי, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Middle of 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We take this opportunity to remember those in our community who have passed from our midst in recent days, and also at this time in seasons past. We particularly remember the recent death of Sandra Wager, mother of Rhonda Gilman. For those of you who would consider attending, there is a Shiva Minyan gathering in support of the Gilman Wager family tomorrow evening at the Wager home. The information was in the TBI email with the announcement. Begins at 7 o'clock tomorrow. In addition, we remember the anniversaries of the deaths of Marie M. Cummings, Stella Krieger, Ann Pritikin, Harriet Dunn, Stuart Anglin, Faye Freiberg, Norman Immerman, Teddy Kalb, Charlotte Gutman Offerman, Jerry Pasternak, Sam Scher, Louis Smokey Smolin, Lori Tippett, Guy Alamon, Seymour Glasser, Martin Levitt,
Isabel Lewis, Harold Rubin, Jill Sapsevitz, Nettie Wasserman, Hilda Kogan, Peter Domahosky, Michael Rolf Grellman, Beatrice Gernitz, Aaron Kammel, Lowell Sheldon, Sumner Saul Baker, Stuart Friedman, Robert Schimmelman, Esther I. Swerdloff, Agnes Brooks, Ruth Cadis, Eleanor Drucker, Michael Benjamin Isley, Toby Friedman, Ted Horowitz, Harry Sanders, Molly Snitzer, Lou Weiner, Jack Gohl, Amy Gussman Miller, Shirley Hoffman, Helen Levine, Cleo Friedlander Levine, Sam Malum, Hortense Schneider, Bertha Seltzer, and Lillian Sloat. If you have a name of someone who you'd like to mention, please do so as I look across the community. If you're in a time of mourning or observing a yurtzeit, I invite you to rise at this time. And I also invite those who choose to rise in support of those who mourn as we read Kaddish Yatom together on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imramav, hu'ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, and to all humankind, to which we say, amen. We will close this evening's service with Biyado. We'll follow it immediately with Kiddush and Motzi. For those of you with Sidurim, we're the bottom paragraph on page 321. Biyado of Kidduchi, Elishan ve'ahira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira. My soul I give to you, my spirit in your care. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Hold me in your hand. Draw me near, I shall not fear. Safely in your hand. Biyado, Biyado of Kidduchi, Elishan ve'ahira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira, ve'imruchi geviati, Adonai li velo ira. Shabbat shalom. I would be truly remiss if I did not offer two more thank yous. First to Sally Loeb, our administrator, for making sure everything was prepared for tonight, and also to Claudia Gonzalez, our video technician, whose presence here meant that I could focus on the service, and it was joyous. Not having to multitask, I guess. Although opening this cup seems to be a multitasking event. Thank you, Sally, for sealing it so carefully. Let's join together in Kiddush. If you are here in the sanctuary, it's way back in the beginning of the book. What, page 5, right? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam vorei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom techilah lamikra'e kodesh zechar letziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh HaShabbat Chaim. So for those of you present, there is a challah available as you exit. Let's join together in the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom, everyone. Thank you so much. We will be back with you tomorrow evening at 6:45 for Havdalah, and then see you on Hanukkah. Good night. Thank you for joining us.